Algeria is set to complete its BRICS membership after a number of nations, including Argentina, Iran, Turkey, Indonesia, Egypt, and Saudi Arabia, expressed interest in joining the group in recent months and years. Upon the publication of a letter in September, addressed to U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken and signed by her and 26 other members, U.S. Representative Lisa McClain declared, "There is no sugarcoating it. Algeria's growing relationship with Russia poses a threat to every nation throughout the globe." Algeria is a strong candidate for BRICS membership, ranking among the top 40 countries in the world in terms of population and GDP converted to international dollars using purchasing power parity. The North African country is Africa's largest natural gas exporter and the world's fifth largest. Sonatrach, a state-owned oil company, is already the largest on the continent. In addition, Algeria is poised to become Italy's largest gas supplier now that Russian supplies to Europe have been disrupted by sanctions and sabotage of the Nord Stream pipelines. Tebboune stated that current BRICS members had already agreed to Algeria's inclusion in the alliance. In November, Algeria formally submitted an application to join the BRICS nations. Mikhail Bogdanov, the Deputy Foreign Minister of Russia, stated that Moscow welcomes Algeria's intention to join the alliance. Sonatrach, the state-owned oil firm of Algeria, and VNG, a German gas business, signed a contract just 3 weeks ago to build Algeria's first green hydrogen plant, which will generate 50 megawatts of electricity from solar power. According to Tebboune, Algeria is also preparing to sell its excess energy capacity to Europe and is striving to quadruple gas exports to reach 100 billion cubic meters annually, up from 56 billion cubic meters annually in 2022. Tebboune was conspicuously absent from the US-Africa Leaders Summit in Washington last month, instead sending Banisharama as his administration carefully crafts a neutral stance in world diplomacy to avoid being drawn into Washington's criticisms of Russia or Algeria's authoritarian leadership. During a meeting at the Russian Ministry of Foreign Affairs last month, the high-ranking government officials stated unequivocally that the club's priority was not the formalization of BRICS. On the other hand, expansion is anticipated. This actually makes perfect sense because the arrangement is informal. Each nation can take what it wants from it, and cooperation among participating countries can be enhanced without the need for uniform agreement among all member states. Already, non-BRICS nations are frequently invited to take part in BRICS events. This means that the existing members would find it practical and desirable to switch from the BRICS format to a Brics +1. The BRICS member states have agreed to negotiate the criteria and principles of reviewing these applications because applications have already been officially submitted. According to Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, after a meeting with his Indian counterpart Subrahmanyam Jaishankar in November, Lavrov predicted that these talks will not last long. Following its expulsion from the G8, Russia has a compelling reason for BRICS expansion due to rising geopolitical tensions with the US-China is also genuinely motivated to establish an alternative to the G7. India, as the world's fastest-growing major economy, should be especially determined to expand BRICS as a platform for advancing its emerging political and economic dominance. South Africa, Brazil, and other developing countries that may join the bloc in the future would all benefit from a stronger political voice. Another draw for nations like Algeria is the fact that BRICS is essentially a decolonial movement. Algeria, like Est, rejected NATO's involvement in Libya, which led to the unlawful execution of the AU's head of state and the devastation of what was formerly one of Africa's most developed states. The possibility that Algeria will be invited to join the bloc is undoubtedly increased by its positive relations with the individual BRICS states. Brics would evolve into Brics Plus when additional nations joined. The major goals of the organization, which include improved political coordination among developing nations and the creation of alternative payment and reserve currency systems for international trade, would be propelled by expanded membership. OPEC, the Arab Trade Zone, and the African Continental Free Trade Area are all organizations that Algeria already belongs to. Algeria's admission to Brics could stabilize the US economy and hasten the admission of other potential Brics members, such as Saudi Arabia. Algeria benefits from a free trade reputation and favorable relations with a vast number of nations. Thanks to these economic and trade alliances, the next logical step is to sign up for Brics. A seat at the Brics table represents a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for developing countries, providing them with unparalleled educational, scientific, and financial cooperation, as well as a much-needed political voice. What are your thoughts? Will Algeria's accession to Brics cause a shift in the global order? Will Algeria's admission to Brics stabilize the US economy and hasten the admission of other potential Brics members, such as Saudi Arabia? Leave your thoughts in the comments. That's where we wrap things up for today. Kindly leave a like, subscribe, and activate the bell notification feature to stay up to speed with business, economic history, international relations, geopolitics, and world affairs shaping the global climate and our civilization. Thanks for watching. See you in our upcoming video.